From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeaux, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, July 8th. It is a Monday after a long weekend for most people, and the weather's feeling pretty nice. 70 degrees already this morning. It's going to be a hot day ahead. Get into the mid-80s. We are watching, though, the weather to change this week, early this week, as we get the remnants from Hurricane Beryl. The National Weather Service says Hurricane Beryl is slowly moving into Texas after making landfall early this morning. Beryl hit the coast of Texas as a Category 1 hurricane at around 5. The National Weather Service says Beryl came ashore at Matagorda. That's about 100 miles south of Houston. Forecasters say flash flooding and tornadoes could be possible across Texas and some parts of Arkansas. The storm already was impacting Houston before making landfall. One woman says her roof collapsed on top of her inside her home.
All that rain came down, and everything say boom, it fell right on my neck, and they hit them in their head. And everything, but it hit my neck and my back. That's why I'm dusted right now.
Hurricane Beryl had already become the earliest storm on record to ever develop into a Category 5 hurricane in the Atlantic. At least 11 deaths were reported as the hurricane passed through the Caribbean. Here in Indiana, a family of a woman critically injured in a shooting and crash involving an IndyGo bus says she has died. 21-year-old Treasure Gray's mom tells News 8 that they took her off life support on Saturday. Now her mother is asking anyone with information to come forward, saying, "We want people to know that they took someone precious to us. They took a mother from her 7-month-old daughter. If you know anything, please reach out to the family, police, or news stations." Gray's family says the situation started with an argument early Friday morning. Police were first called to shots fired in a neighborhood on the northwest side. When police arrived, they found a crash involving 2 cars and an IndyGo bus at the intersection of West 18th and North Harding Street. According to the family, Gray was being chased by someone in the other vehicle who was firing shots at her. That's when the cars hit the IndyGo bus. Gray and another person were taken to the hospital. Police say 2 other people with injuries later showed up at a hospital, and investigators believe they were connected to the crash and shooting. So far, though, no one is under arrest. Several days into a statewide search, a silver alert is still up for 3 missing children from Indianapolis. State police say 4-year-old Frankie Terrell, 3-year-old Queen Terrell, and 1-year-old King Terrell may be in danger. Investigators say they are likely with their biological parents, Willie Frank and Jessica Terrell. They've been missing since July 4th. For a full description of each child, go to wishtv.com. We are updating the story as new information comes in. If you spot them or know anything that can help, police ask you to call 317-327-6541 or call 911. Your statewide news network covers Elkhart County, where police say they found a 2-year-old boy dead after a standoff with a man for 18 hours. State police say it started Saturday night when Elkhart County deputies were called to a home in Pendleton Drive. Deputies say 37-year-old Ryan Snyder was threatening to hurt his 2 kids and police. After a SWAT team arrived, deputies say the man fired a gun, then barricaded himself inside the home. The state police emergency response team went inside that home yesterday afternoon and took Snyder into custody. The 2-year-old boy was found dead inside the home. Police say a 4-year-old girl was found alive and was released to a relative. In your vote 2024, several high-ranking House Democrats say they believe President Biden should step aside from his re-election campaign. That's according to CNN and other outlets, which report that the calls for him to step down happened during a call held by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. The reports indicate that while some top House Democrats defended Biden, more were concerned about his debate performance and the current perceptions of Biden hurting his chances of beating former President Donald Trump. One House Democratic leader, who's now running for the Senate, has not called on Biden to step down, but had this to say on NBC's Meet the Press yesterday.
This is not just about whether he gave it the best college try, but rather whether he made the right decision to run or to pass the torch. That is the most important decision for him to make right now.
Representative Adam Schiff also says he thinks that Biden and Trump both should be willing to take a test to assess their cognitive abilities. Switching gears, Pacers are preparing for tip-off of the Summer League this season. It's in Las Vegas. The squad is almost entirely first- and second-year players, including all of the team's new draft picks and last year's top 2 draftees, Jarris Walker and Ben Shepherd. Walker shared his hopes with us.
I just want to continue to grow and develop my game, and I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to do it. Being able to showcase what I could do with players who are hungry, coming in the league, ready to hoop.
The Pacers' first game is set for Friday against the Nets. In case you missed it, Caitlin Clark made history over the weekend, achieving a WNBA first in a huge win. Indiana knocked off the top team in the league, the New York Liberty, in a barn burner, 83-78. Clark had 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds, making her the first rookie in league history to get a triple-double. In a post-game assist, she passed the credit to her teammates.
Obviously, it's really cool. I mean, my teammates have been finishing the ball really, really at a high rate. Like, my assist numbers, that's because of them. Like, just finding them in positions to be successful, whether it's AB, whether it's Liz. Thought we've done a really good job of that.
The Fever take on the Washington Mystics at home Wednesday afternoon. A Fever player is headed to the Olympics after all. While Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark just missed out on spots for Team USA, Christy Wallace will represent Australia. She's averaging just more than 5 points per game this season. Wallace is the 5th Fever player to make an Olympic roster. Jane King is at the NASDAQ with our business headlines and breaking news from Lilly this morning.
Lilly has just announced this morning that it's buying another drug company called Morphic. Now, a release from Lilly says that Morphic makes a drug that treats inflammatory bowel disease, and that same drug is in clinical trials to treat ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease as well. Now, Lilly says the deal is worth about $3.2 billion. It has been approved by the boards of both companies. And by the way, Morphic shares are up 75% this morning on this news. Well, 2/3 of Americans believe sustainability should be the default for companies, according to new research. This survey of Americans revealed 67% believe sustainable products and services should be the standard, not something they need to search for. This was commissioned by Avocado Green Mattress and Tucker Research, and the survey revealed 71% would like to see more regulations in place to assure products and services are sustainable. Well, Siri could finally get better in the spring of 2025 when Apple makes its Apple Intelligence AI system available to everyone via the iOS 18.4 update. Bloomberg reports Siri will gain the ability to do things on your behalf, like dig your ID out of your 20,000 photos, whatever, on your phone, and copy your driver's license number to enter into an online form. Well, job scams are an emerging threat. They surged 118% last year compared to 2022. That's according to the Identity Theft Resource Center. Scammers may pose as recruiters or fake job ads in order to get sensitive personal and financial information from job seekers. Improvements in artificial intelligence and the rise of remote work are big contributors to the growth in employment scams. Well, weddings are getting very expensive. The average one is in the tens of thousands of dollars. That's led some couples to do micro weddings instead. So these are weddings with 50 or fewer guests. So last year, weddings with 25 to 50 guests took up about 15% of the market. Weddings with less than 25 guests made up about 2% of the market, according to Wedding Report, a wedding research company. And stocks coming off a strong week. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ reached all-time highs on Friday. That was the 34th record close for the S&P 500 this year. Today, we're pointing slightly higher. Live from the NASDAQ market side, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Target says it will no longer accept checks from customers. The retailer says the new policy goes into effect a week from today on July 15th. Target will still take other forms of payment, like debit cards and digital wallets. The company says the change is because not many customers pay with checks anymore. The Federal Reserve has also noticed a steady decrease in the amount of personal checks written over the past few years. It says about 12 billion checks were written in 2021. That's down from 20 billion in 2015. The WWE's Royal Rumble that's coming to Indianapolis next year will be the last one for one of pro wrestling's biggest stars. John Cena says he will retire from the ring next year. He made that announcement at WWE's Money in the Bank live event on Saturday. Cena became one of the biggest stars to come out of the WWE over his 2-decade career. Along with wrestling, Cena starred in several movies, including Blockers and The Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker TV series. If you were a wrestling fan back in the early 2000s, you may have seen John Cena in the ring before he was famous. In an old wrestling show poster from a show in Beech Grove, you can see a young John Cena at the bottom. He was known as the Prototype back then. Cena competed for Ohio Valley Wrestling, which was a WWE developmental territory at the time. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.